Hello, welcome to Martial Arts Explorer. I'm Scott Combs. This series is dedicated to functional self-defense as revealed in classical martial arts. We're looking for good video of you showing us your best form interpretations. Details at the end of the show. This time, Michael is answering questions regarding some wrist techniques. Attention to detail will, often as not, make the difference between a technique working or not. This particular technique also reveals how small changes can make a big difference. As always, flexible thinking is required when you're learning a new technique. Individuals will respond in varying ways to a given situation, and we must be flexible enough in our interpretations to allow for these different responses. One person will naturally take this technique to the inside, another outside. Both interpretations are good. Here's Michael.
Thanks, Scott. We've been having some questions from people as we look at some of these early wrist moves that we start off. A lot of our forms start off hands together, moving down, and we'll step off and move from there. A lot of times this hand up, hand down position works on a wrist manipulation. If Adam's going to join me, we're going to look at a couple different situations and some of the questions that come up. If he reaches in and he's grabbing onto me, all we're doing is when this hand comes up in front, this touch is signifying my wrist grab. We often call this a wrist peel around here, and I grab in the nice tight in the palm, twist and pull down. I use my other hand to help apply pressure. All right? The way I like to do it, I just step out, I move his hand with me, almost to a chamber position. This opens his body up real nice and allows me to throw my cross kick. Because as the form moves, I come down, I cross, which can be a kick or it can be a body turn, and then as I move out, moving out, can also be a kick. There's a lot of different ways of throwing extra techniques in this one. It works very nicely. So once again, as I'm working on this, I bring this up, grab underneath, start to apply pressure, turn. Now, if I just pull straight down, here's where the problem occurs. Some people are pulling in this way, and he doesn't move, and I don't get a very nice kick, all right? He's in the way, I'm not really at the correct angle. Sometimes it's hard to reach. If all I do is shift out, all right, now I have the kick. I can move in this way, and I have my cross stomp kick and can follow. So there's the one important part. If I'm moving across my body, I want to step and move out. Now, if I'm going to keep working to the same side, I can also run in the same things. If I'm moving straight down and I want to go this way, this one's not as bad. But if his knee's slightly turned in, it's sort of blocking. If his foot, move this way for me a little bit. If he's turned this way, this isn't as great as a kick to the front of the leg, and sometimes I can't reach the back leg if he's straighter. But cutting over at the 45-degree angle, my cross step, remember we've talked about cross steps can be a turn, twist and turn out this way. This puts me to the side, and there's a great cross stomp to take his body down. All right. The last one is more akin to the first one where I moved my hand to my hip, but we're going to go to the same side again. As I go to the same side, I'm going to work my cross step, and I'm going to pull him out this way. All right. As I stretch him out, his leg starts to flare. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this up, start to stretch out. There's the knee. Here's my cross stomp, moving across. So what we really want to look at is when we do these, I suppose your wrist is getting pretty sore by now. As we're looking at these, when I start in this peel, get a good grip. I'm hooking right in the thumb, I'm squeezing nice and tight. I'm rolling my hand, pushing pressure down. This starts to aggravate, but it doesn't really hurt and doesn't move the body. The secret is then to move the hand with the body. He will move wherever I need him to and move his feet accordingly. The important part is to start to practice to get a good setup for yourself. I'm going to move one way, someone else is going to move another. Some people are going to like this step and a quick kick. You need to be comfortable with something. Start it out, try a couple different ways, find out what's going to work. Thanks, Adam. We're going to grab everybody, let the class give this a try. All right, guys, we're looking at Nahanchi, one of our beginner forms. This first section, hands together, pulling in and down, starts cross-stepping and moving out. We're really looking at this technique because it's a wrist motion. You're working a wrist defense, wrist release. A lot of times we have a little bit of problems with this. Jump on in with me, Pat. As he's grabbing on, twist it up, pull your hand back, expose underneath. Reach in and grab, hook on, tilt, and bring it down. Now what I want you guys to work on is a bunch of different techniques, find what works. What you want to do is move the hand to one of your hips and start to step out. That's going to expose a leg here. If I step to the other direction, it's going to expose his other knee. If I cross step, it's going to put me on the side of his body, which actually turns me to his knee. That one doesn't expose his knee as much as it moves me to attack his knee, all right? A couple different basic ideas. You guys give it a try? I'll give you guys a hand. Sir. You guys getting a pretty good reaction out of this? Okay, now you realize if you ever want to intensify this, go ahead and grab on like you. All right, sneak and grab here. Now it's all on this pull. Now if I just simply push and step, I get some, all right? Now if I grab and I yank this underneath and I take these fingers and I turn them over this direction, all right, body starts to really drop, okay? So be aware as you move. That's how you make this happen fast and quick. And your hands are just gonna roll over here, and I start here. Now the bigger someone's hands are, the more I'm gonna use the back of my hand. Jordan's hands are about the same size as mine. It allows me to easily turn over this way. Now I do it. Now I don't want to just crank sideways here, but I'm also gonna turn it back forward as I pull to my hip. So I turn it this way, and his whole body turns over. Look how far he stepped. He took 2 steps. That's a quick sideways kick, all right? There's another look at the opening techniques from our Nahonchi forms and our wrist releases. Remember, as you're doing these, give them a chance, try a couple different angles. If there's still any questions or any problems, drop us an email. We'd love to hear from you and see if we can help you out and figure out things that'll work for you also. Thanks for joining us. Back to Scott.
Be sure to use caution with this and all techniques. You want to make them work, but you don't want to injure your friend. And we're not responsible for any injuries that may result. A quick double tap is the signal to ease off immediately. We're looking for good video of you demonstrating a technique from one of your forms. We'll need your style, rank, and name of the form you're working on. Drop us a line at explorer@fullcirclemartialarts.org and we'll work out the details. For Martial Arts Explorer and Michael Kleinepier, I'm Scott Combs.